Okay, the numerical is a rolled steel beam of I section has the dimensions as shown in figure. This is the section. The beam carries a UDL of 40 kilonewton per meter for its entire span of 10 meters. Calculate the maximum stress produced due to bending. Also draw stress distribution along the depth of section. Right? This is the depth of the section. Along the depth of the section, how the stress is distributed, we have to draw them. Okay. Now let us start. Uh, Let me go back to this slide here. This is our bending equation. M by I is equal to sigma by Y is equal to E by R, from which we have sigma is equal to M by Z, right? So we'll be using this equation for calculating all the stresses. Copy this from here. Right, this is my bending equation. I'm keeping it here for reference. Okay, now let us start. I'll draw a simple sketch of this beam, right? So it says it's a he has not mentioned anything about the supports, so I'll assume that it is a simply supported beam. So I'll have a support like this on one end and another support on the other end. Now the length of this beam or the span is this is 10 meters. 10 meters, and on this we have a UDL of 40 kilonewton per meter. So I will show it as a UDL like this, and I will shade or fill this with red color. Right, now this is UDL of 40 kilonewton per meter. Now I have to find the bending moment here, because for finding the stress I need section modulus and bending moment. Section modulus I can calculate from this cross section which is given, right? That is the major part in this numerical. First let us find the bending moment. Now how to find the bending moment? First I need to find the reaction. All this we have done already in our unit number 2, right? So support reaction, for finding the support reaction, I'll not write everything in detail here. We will try to do it little fast. I'll take this point as A and this point as B. Uh, Now RA plus RB is equal to, these are the upward force. So there is UDL on top of this, and the magnitude of this total UDL is 40 kilonewton per meter. So 40 into the length, which is 10 meter. 40 into 10. So this is equal to 400 kilonewton. So RA plus RB will be 400 kilonewton. Since there are no other force, I can directly say this. I don't have to take the moment also. RA will be equal to RB and that will be equal to 400 by 2, which is 200 kilo Newton, right? So I have found the reactions. Now I have to find the bending moment. So for finding the bending moment, we know that the bending moment at ends is 0, and the bending moment for this will be maximum at the midpoint of the beam, because I have only UDL on this. So BM max is at midpoint of AB. So BM max, or I'll just say M max here, M max is equal to, this is the point I'm considering. So how to find the bending moment? You can take either left or right hand side. So first I'll take this positive, which is upward force, RA, that is 200 kilonewton, into perpendicular distances 5 meter, minus I have this UDL for 5 meter here. So 40 into 5 square by 2, right? So we have done this already. Wx square by 2 is the bending moment for UDL. So when you calculate this, you get the maximum bending moment. So 200 into 5 minus 40 into 5 square is 25 by 2. So this is 500 kilonewton meter. This is the uh, sorry, this is the maximum bending moment which is applied on this particular beam, and we have to calculate the stress induced in this beam because of this bending. Okay. Now the second step is to find the section modulus for this particular cross section, that is I section. Now for finding the section modulus, I have to first find the moment of inertia. This is not a rectangle or circle for directly solving this. Now I will do a simple construction here. Yeah, what is the construction? I will extend this line from here to here, and I will extend this line from here to here. Okay, so I have a large rectangle now, and I have two small rectangles which is subtracted from this large rectangle. So I will shade them. Right? So from this large rectangle, if I remove this orange shaded rectangle, I will get this I section, right? So what we did for finding the hollow rectangular section moment of inertia, we did outer section minus inner section. So same thing we are going to use it here. Now I will just name this rectangle. So I will call this as A, B, C, this as D, and this is I'll call P, Q, R, S, right? This is also of same size, so I don't have to do it again. Now let us try to find the moment of inertia of this I section. Uh, Moment of inertia is equal to I will consider the larger rectangle. So I or MOI of ABCD minus 2 times MOI of PQRS. Is that okay? Right? So what I have done, I have calculated the moment of inertia of this minus moment of inertia of this and this. Right? That will give me the moment of inertia for the entire I section. Now let us do this. Uh, I is equal to moment of inertia of ABCD is B d cube by 12. Now what is B here? B is 200 and D is 400, right? So 200 into 400 raised to 3, 400 cube by 12. So this is my moment of inertia for ABCD minus 2 times moment of inertia of PQRS. PQRS is this small rectangle. So how to find the moment of inertia for the small rectangle? Again, B d cube by 12. Now B is, you have to find this B first. So this length BC is 200. Out of this 200, I have to subtract 10 from this, right? So 200 minus 10 is 190, right? And half of that is QR and remaining half is here. So by 2. So that is 95. So B here, that is QR, is 95 into the depth. Depth is directly given as 360. So 360 cube by 12. Is this step clear for everyone? Anyone has not understood this? Okay. So now if you solve this, you will get the moment of inertia for this entire cross section, right? So I is equal to 200 into 400 cube by 12 minus 2 into 95 into 360 cube by 12. So this is a huge number. I'm copying that. Just truncating to two decimal places. 327,946,666.67 mm raised to 4. Moment of inertia, the unit is nm raised to 4 because B into D, right? B is mm and D cube. So it is mm cube. So the unit of I will be mm raised to 4. Now from this I have to find the section modulus. See, if you want, you can find the section modulus if he has asked. Here he has not asked section modulus, so I can just write the bending equation as sigma is equal to my by I, right? So bending stress is equal to my by I. So I can directly substitute these values and I can find the bending stress. Now the bending moment, I have to take the maximum bending moment because I need to find the maximum stress. The maximum bending moment is 500 kilonewton meter, right? So here I have section modulus in mm raised to 4. So we have to convert this kilonewton meter into Newton mm, right? Bending moment in Newton mm. Now how to do that? 500 kilonewton to convert into Newton, I multiply by 1000. So it is 500,000 Newton. Meter is there, you have to convert that to millimeter, so multiply by again 1000. So it is 500 into 10 raised to 6 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm, right? Into mm, sorry, y. Y is, see, this is a symmetric section. So the center of gravity will be exactly at the midpoint along AD and along AB. So it will be somewhere here. So from the midpoint, the farthest fiber on this side is 200 and the farthest fiber on this side is also 200. This total height is 400. So 400 by 2 is 200. So into 200 mm by the moment of inertia is this value. I'll just copy that here. Right? So see, m is in, I'll write down here, Newton mm, right, into y is in millimeter divided by mm raised to 4. So this will become Newton millimeter square by mm raised to 4. So this will be the answer. What you get will be Newton per mm raised to 2 mm square, or you can call it as megapascal, right? 1 pascal is 1 newton per meter square. Megapascal is 10 raised to 6 newton per meter square, which is also equal to 1 newton per millimeter square, right? So you need to remember this conversion. Okay, so I will directly, this is simple for me to write MPa instead of Newton per mm. So now I have to calculate this. Okay,
1.52.
Sorry,
1.52.
1.52. 1.52 MPa. That less, anyways, you use 10 raised to 6 here, right?
Yes, sir. Down also raised to power 6 is there. So 1.52.
Let me just check once again. I just want to make sure.
1.524 like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into 200 by, I'm getting 304. Just check it again because it cannot be so less. that. 500 into 6, 500 into 10 raised to 6 into 200.
yes, sir. 30492.
Yeah, 304.92.
92.
Yeah, stress cannot be so less. Bending stress will be considerably higher. 304.92 megapascal is the stress. See, now in this, the distance of farthest fiber from the neutral axis is, sorry, is there a doubt?
No, sir, continue.
Yeah. So see here, I have my neutral axis somewhere here, right, at the midpoint like this. So the distance of farthest fiber is equal on both the sides because it is a symmetric section. If it were to be asymmetric section, if this is not equal to this, y1 and y2 are different, then the compression stress intensity and tensile stress intensity will be different. We will see that in the next numerical. Now he has asked one more thing, also draw stress distribution along the depth of the section. I'll quickly try to show this, what you have to do for this, right? So for this particular numerical, it is very simple because it is a symmetric cross section. So you have to just copy the same cross section diagram whatever is given. Now on this you mark the neutral axis like this. Now this is my neutral axis, right? So at this point on the neutral axis the stress will be zero, right? So I will draw a vertical line like this. So this is representing uh, the zero stress again along the depth, and I'll just project these points here, project this point to here, right? Now the fibers above the neutral axis is subjected to compression stress or compressive stress. So you can show it like this. The variation will be linear, right? So you can write the value of this 304.92 MPa. This is compression, and again you can show the same thing here. So this is 304.92 megapascal. See, Pascal is a name of a scientist. So whenever you write the unit, P is capital and A is lowercase, right? Please don't write P and A in uppercase. It means something different, right? So MPa, and this is tension or tensile, right? And at this is a neutral axis, N, and this is A. Neutral axis, the stress is zero. So what it means is above the neutral axis the stress is varying from 0 to 304.92 megapascal. Below the neutral axis it is varying from 0 to 304.92 megapascal. Okay, this particular profile is called as stress distribution along the depth of the cross section, right? So if you do this, you will get full 6 marks.